Well, howdy folks, I'm Joe and you're watching Safarijoe's Adventures. I'm going to be doing an experiment on some different size cans. One of them is going to be a 12-ounce soda can. You can use a beer can, whatever you have. I didn't have any cans, so I went down and bought a 6-pack of strawberry soda. Yeah, it's kidding me. But anyway, I got to finish this and then I'll have a second can to use. What I'm going to build is a penny stove. These are not anything new. You can find other information on YouTube on how to build these things. The way you build these is by using two like-sized cans and you cut them evenly and slide them together. So I'm going to go through that, show you how to do this. I'm not only going to do that, I've got a couple other cans. One of them is a pellet can. This is what pellets for 177 BB rifle come in. This is a can. You can see I paid 99 cents for it at one of our military surplus stores. It had a paper top on it. I took it off. I've never seen them done with this. Never seen them done with one of these. So I'm going to build a couple of different ones. These other two cans are really an experiment to me because I've really never seen one built out of these, but I have out of the soda cans or the beer cans. What I want to do with these when they're done is use them in conjunction with my hobo stove. That's a hobo stove I built one of my last videos. I will put the link down in the description so you can see that build also. To start with, I'm going to scribe a line in the bottom of the can. I've set this 1x4 and then we'll turn the can. You can see there's a line scribed right along this bottom. Now I'm going to do the other can. We have both these cans marked. You could go ahead and cut one of them right now if you wanted to. The other one you don't want to cut until after you've got the holes in it. It kind of keeps the rigidity of the can together. I've seen these made and guys will try and cut this first, and then this just kind of a little soft aluminum can here. I want to leave it solid, poke the holes in, and then we'll cut this. The first thing I'm going to do is poke a little bit bigger hole right down the center of the can. So I'm just going to poke a hole in there. There you go. You want to put about 4 smaller holes around that, just a little ways off of it. So we'll just go here, here. Okay, we've got the holes in the bottom where you put the fuel. Now, one thing I said is you don't have to be super precision as far as hole placement, but you do want to be able to cover all of them with a penny, hence the penny stove. The reason this hole is bigger is you pour your fuel into it in this area. If you don't have an ice pick, you can use, in fact, that's really what's recommended, like one of the little push pins, and you can use those to put your burners in, because you really don't want the area of the flames coming out, the actual burner, to be big holes like this. You want them to be smaller holes. Now I'm going to put some evenly spaced holes just outside this rim. We're just going to start right here, do the same thing. There we go. Go right straight across from it, put another one. And you just cut them in half again. Alright, we have all the holes in. There's a total of 16 holes on the outside. Just basically poke a hole on either side, split it in half, do it again, and then just keep doing that until you've got 16 evenly placed holes all around the outside of it. And now you take a pair of your wife's best quilting scissors and you cut out the can. That is a joke, because you'll never watch another video if you do that. You won't be around. Just grab an old pair of scissors out of the toolbox, poke a hole in the can, and start cutting. Cut on around till you get to that line. There's one side. I'm going to go ahead and do the other. We have both these edges cut out. Make sure when you're cutting them, do it slow so you don't leave a bunch of little jagged edges around these. It's a whole lot easier when it's a nice smooth edge. Once your holes are drilled, you've got it cut. Now you have to take and put these two together. The best way to make these fit is take a needle nose plier, go down about halfway, about 1/2 inch, and just kind of tweak it a little bit each way. Go every inch or two and just tweak this thing. Then they'll fit together and you can close them up. But we don't want to do that yet. What you want to do, take yourself some fiberglass insulation. This is just an old roll of insulation I had around. This kind of works like a sponge in holding your fuel. So you would take this, put it inside the bottom piece like that, and put the top over it. Once you get it in, push it all the way down, kind of keep it even. Just look at it and make sure that you're even all the way around, and then you're ready to put your fuel in. I went ahead and drilled out the tops of these other 2 cans and got them ready so I could put fuel in all 3 of them. Again, these other 2, well, they're all an experiment, but these other 2 are really an experiment because I've never seen it done. Not saying it hasn't been, but I want to give it a shot, see if I can make these work. It'd be less work to make if you could use something like these. This particular one, because there's a bowl here, you can dump your fuel right into the top of this. You don't have to take this off. I think the only downside, even if these work, would be to fuel these up because both these surfaces here are flat. You may have to undo these type of lids because they're flat, put the fuel in, and then put the lids back on them. These are the tools I used to make the aluminum can penny stove. I'm going to use these to hold the penny stove so you can use that in the hobo stove for fire, for heat, to cook on, just in case there's a fire ban or you don't have wood. Typically when there's open fires, they don't include something like this that contains fires, but different communities have different laws. So we want to be able to use this even without using wood. I've drilled 2 more holes through each side of this hobo stove, and I've cut these brackets, put inside these holes, and this is a piece of tin off the side, came out of here, that I've kind of folded over, and that makes a platform to set the burner on, and then we can set the trivet over the top and use this instead of wood inside the hobo stove. I'm going to put some heat for the fuel inside the penny stove. Looks like it's about full. We'll see what we're going to do here. Can't hardly see the flame, but it is lit. Once you get a flame going on it, put your little penny in the middle. Cover the holes. This whole thing will heat up and then it'll start blowing the flames out these side holes. We'll boil us up some water. Okay, it's only been about 4 minutes. We got a good rolling boil there. I don't know about you, but I got an idea for a good rolling boil. The penny stove is definitely an option to add another resource to cook on a hobo stove. Personally, I would just as soon use the wood because it's readily available and it is a contained fire. As far as penny stoves go, I like the one made out of a soda or beer can. It is convexed on the top, so it holds a little fuel in the bowl, and then light that fuel and it will heat up. Let it heat up for a minute or so, then put the penny on it, and then all the flames will come out through the side. And it does work a little better than the other 2, so that's the one I would recommend. The other 2 were a fun experiment, but it's kind of hard to light when you have no bowl to hold a little fuel to take your strike. Oh boy, that's good stuff. And there you have it. That's the information I have on building a penny stove. I built this so I could use the hobo stove without wood. If I was ever in an area where I couldn't access wood or could not use wood, I could still have a fire to heat up something to drink, heat up something to eat. I hope you enjoyed the video. I thank you for watching, and God bless.